Yo, what is good? What is going on? And welcome back to another video. So today it's day 314 days of no fap. Like, it's so crazy to even be this far along in my journey because it really feels like it went from, I guess, like a counting to now like a countdown. You know what I mean? Like hitting this 1 year mark. It's been like a daily countdown, you know what I mean? And just this whole journey's been just such a blessing. It's been such shit, life changing, like for real, for real. Like and it's crazy too, because again, today, good day, good day. Um, and again, it all starts with the intentions that you set for yourself in that day, and just holding true to yourself, so that anything, because life is going to be the shit show that it is. Just never forget that life will always be a shit show. Okay, and like any shit show, right? It's all a matter of how you handle it. How you deal with it. I mean, trust me, there's been plenty of movies and shows I'd watch it. I'm like, yo, it wasn't that bad. Other people watch it, oh, shit is. And again, perspective. It's all a matter of, what you saw, what you got out of that situation. And if you're tired of getting or feeling like the victim, or feeling like, the bullshit always happens to you, we need to change this up here to get better at how we perceive and handle things, because the truth is, reality is what we think of it. It's how we see it. It's how we process situations and scenarios. And yeah, and it was crazy too, because I had a moment at work. I'll talk about that in a second. But I also had a moment after work in which, as I said before, like a day or two ago, or I think in yesterday's video, as you build, or as you're building on your self-love and just really enjoying who you are as a person, but more importantly, enjoying who you're becoming, you know, you kind of build this mentality of being limitless, which is true. You are completely limitless, right? Things fell short in life because you always limited yourself. For me, I always talked myself out of getting contacts. Now I wear contacts along with my glasses, and I'm loving life right now. I mean, I talked myself out of learning a new language. Now I'm learning how to speak Spanish. It's just like I talked myself out of cooking foods, and now I'm doing a damn good job at it. Damn good job, right? But again, you build this life of just being limitless, and part of that is you fall in love with. Okay, first there's an acceptance as far as who you were, how you process things, right? And you almost become disgusted in that because you're like, damn, I used to be that way. But you empathize that in other people. Got it. The people in your life, mother, father, sister, brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friends, coworkers, whoever, the narcissists, and again, they end up being that because they're the closest ones to you. And they know how to push buttons. Or even worse, like I said, you get to a point to where you see them trying to do certain things to you, but they no longer have an effect on you in that way. And you almost feel sorry for them. And then there's another part to it where you're not necessarily angry at them for trying it, but you'll get to a point to where you start calling it out as it happens, because you understand the foolishness in that moment, that literally and I'm telling you, in dealing with manipulative people who've had a hold on your emotions and your triggers and stuff, the reality is, again, like I said, once you realize that it's not personal to you, that it's just simply they enjoy the energy that you give, but now you're in a state of protecting your energy, right? So the amazing part is that you'll get to a point to where now when they try the bullshit, you'll essentially correct them or address it right then and there. And I kind of had that moment earlier. Essentially, I got a phone call about something, but the information that was necessary to set everything up, they didn't have those details, more or less. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, so what was the point of even telling me about it? And really didn't have nothing to say. They were just like, well, no, because I said, okay, so you're calling me to tell me about something that is going to happen in November, but you don't have a date. You can't give me a day, time, none of that. So why don't you call me once you have that figured out? And then, of course, I was told to, watch my attitude. I didn't even have an attitude. I'm just like, why are you calling me with this shit? Right? But of course, after the phone hangs up, the reality is that dealing with somebody who, it wasn't about making sure I was available during that time. I mean, essentially it was my daughter's mother, right? So, so it had nothing to do with being available on a specific weekend. It's just, well, let me tell him in August so he can be thinking about what I'm doing. And I'm like, give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't. And so I found myself just kind of like, okay, but why are you telling me now? And then when I need a specific date, suddenly the response became, oh, well, it's just August. I'm like, okay, so if it's just August, why the fuck are you telling me now? Like, do you see how when I'm asking for specific details, because I'm not going to sit here and just put my life on hold for every possible weekend in November just for the sake of you having this girls trip or whatever. Like, what the fuck do I look like? No, I'm not doing that. Give me a date, but give me enough time to where I can either trade my shift off or whatever the case. Because again, I need to make sure I can still pay my bills. But don't just keep me on standby for possibly any weekend in the month. No, give me a date. And if you say to yourself, it's August, how am I supposed to? So why the fuck are you telling me? Because it's the energy that she expected me to put into it. Oh, where you going? What are you doing? So I'm supposed to have 1,001 questions about it. Or essentially try to plant that seed to make me wonder. So now in like 2 weeks, I'm supposed to just randomly bring it up. Hey, so yeah, you said you want a girl trip. So what's going on? Who you going? Like, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. And I know, and at one point I did. Trust me, at one point I really did. But everything happens for a reason. This is the journey that I'm on. I don't care if I get backlash for even talking about it right now in this video, because this is my channel. You feel me? But that I don't know, like that was just so significant, because it was like when it happened, I was just like, wait, huh? Like, unless you have a date for us to plan this out for, watching our kid or whatever, why even tell me about it? It just made absolutely no sense. And then when questioned, even she was like, well, there's still too early. Don't tell me that. Like, because again, people in your life just simply want that energy from you. They just want that energetic, emotional response. It's a certain energy that they just feed off of, which is why they really know how to dispose of you. But now, as you're getting your strength back, and now as you're growing, now you become indisposable. Now you become immovable. Now you're uncontrollable. In a great way. And in a more, you're uncontrollable for them, but you're more controlled of yourself. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's like amazing, And so at the end of the day, you do what you want, which is awesome. Now, aside from all of that, I had such a very authentic, heartfelt, emotional moment at work. It really tapped into my childlike self, because that's really who came out in that moment. And what I mean from that is, so I was working a flight going to Panama, and I'm working with the lead, and it was crazy because I've worked with him before, and black guy, right? And it was crazy because I never heard him speak Spanish. And the moment he started speaking Spanish, I said, oh shit, he's from Panama. And so the crazy part was, I told him, I said, I'm always so excited to work this flight because this is my father's home country. And he's like, wait, what? Your father's from Panama? I said, yeah. I said, nah, think about it. You kind of favor him. He's like, what? But he thought my dad worked at the airport because the truth is, everybody at the airport, like 9 times out of 10, like they got family there. And I said, no. I said, my dad lives in Jersey. He does something totally different. So in any case, we got to talking, chit chat. And he was like, yeah, but you never learned the language. I said, I'm learning. Damn, give me like a year or 6 months. I'll start talking to you. He's like, okay. He's like, good. He's like, you got to learn it. He was like, and you need to go visit. I said, we were trying to, with my cousins, but COVID. But either way, hopefully next year for sure. But in any case, the moment I had was we were stacking bags, and I'm working with the lady. I think her name is Diana or whatever. So we're putting bags on the belt. We're stacking them. And I kid you not, it was this one bag I grabbed, and it smelled just like my grandma's house, yo. Like, and it caught me so off guard, because the thing is, when I lift the bags, especially the heavy ones, I bring them close to me so I could just turn and drop them on the belt. I don't try to carry all that weight on my arms. Like, people pack heavy. So again, I grabbed the bag and I pulled it into me, and as I'm turning, I was just like, and I put it down on the belt, and I was like, Grandma. And then she said, what? I said, oh my God, that smells like my grandma. And she was like, what? And then, yo, bro, I just started crying. Like, I just legit started crying. Now mind you, this wasn't my grandmother that recently passed. This was my other grandma on my father's side, who's still alive. Like she lives out in Brooklyn, New York. But it's just, I haven't really seen her over the years. Just after my parents divorced, like, I really, my dad never, the way I am with my daughter, my dad was nothing like that. Like, I'm talking, my baby sees me every day. Like, even today, when she should have stayed with me, but I picked up shifts today and tomorrow morning. So, I just picked her up just so she can hang out with me for a little bit today. You know what I mean? Then once school gets back up and running, she'll be with me just about every single day, But, like, my dad didn't do that. So, unfortunately, when my parents divorced, although I'm friends with my cousins and everybody on Facebook, I haven't really seen that side of my family. And it was just like, yo, like the last time I saw my grandmother, I think my daughter was maybe one-ish or a couple months, almost one. Because I was still living in New Jersey at the time, and it was my grandmother's, I think, like 90th birthday or something like that. But man, yo, you talk about, like, I was just, your boy got so emotional, like, and the lady, she was like, oh my God, you okay? And she was like, what, was it like a perfume? I said, no. I said, my grandmother's from Panama. She was like, oh my goodness, are you serious? I was like, yeah, like, this smells like her house. Like, oh my God, I miss her. And like, I mean, and of course, luckily I had my sunglasses on. You would just seem just ugly, you know what I mean? But I was balling, bro. Like, I mean, well, not balling, but the tears just wouldn't stop coming down. And it was like, I just didn't realize how much I missed her, So I'm definitely going to reach out tomorrow after work, and just tell her I love her and stuff like that, because I miss her a lot, like a lot. But yeah, like it was just such a heartfelt moment. And like I said, just in that moment when I smelled it and I yelled out grandma, like that was such like the little kid in me, and being on this journey has really allowed me to heal and live a life to where I'm not working so hard to hide that version. Like, I'm sorry, like, listen, your most authentic self is in the childlike version of yourself. I'm not saying walk around here being immature. I'm not saying walk around act like a little baby about things, but children have like this authentic expressions of emotions. It's through the experiences of the adults that they interact with that the adults teach them to, man up and don't act like a bitch, and like it's that shit. What the fuck you crying for? Where just authentically in that moment it's like, yo, I'm hurt, this upset me, so yeah, I'm crying. But it's the adults that really train kids how to improperly handle their feelings and emotions, especially boys. And just like I said, just in that moment, just the little childlike version of myself, I really felt that in my spirit and was just like, grandma, and yeah, I just cried. I was at work just like, I'm throwing bags. You know what I mean? Like, yo, your boy was upset. But yes, like I said, I love my grandmother dearly. I love all my grandparents so much. I love my parents. I just love my family, man. Like, I'm such a family guy. Like, and I know that's weird to say, given that it's like, well, you've been an adult for quite some time, your parents divorced, and you still haven't touched base, but it's like just the sense of family and the value of, family unit like that means a lot to me. Like, I definitely cherish that 100%. So yeah, man, it's pretty much been my day, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna get up, go back to work. I'm pretty much no days off. No days off. But like I said, I really wanted to pick up extra hours this week. Excuse me, since my daughter starts school officially, second grade. Got a second grader. So yeah, so my baby, she started second grade next week. I'm so psyched about that because I had to register the little parent portal thing where I can view like her classes, schedules, and her report cards and attendance, and also see like what days the kids have off, because they have like some days where they do only remote learning, other days where it's like Christmas break and so on. So, I was really excited to look at all that, and I saw it said, Gabriella, grade 2, and I'm like, look at my baby. And of course, I didn't recognize the teachers' names. They were some, but they looked to be African. Could be, but again, can't wait to meet them officially on Zoom or Class Dojo, just kind of get to introduce myself. But yeah, man, good day. Good day. All right. So, of course, guys, as always, we show gratitude to the universe and to God, because we are grateful no matter what happens to us. We are grateful for the life that we have. And it's so we can manifest the life that we want and deserve, all right? So, as always, guys, I love y'all. I really do. And I truly appreciate y'all, all right? And, yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. Peace.